Okay.
Analysis of his threat. Part 4. Oh, I wonder if you'll find parts 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, etc.
She's probably been leaving these around. Well, we'll read them backwards, I guess.
Confidential. Summary. To examine the invasion's timeline of events for possible patterns in Hiss behavior. Establishing a timeline is difficult at present because of lack of reliable communications between Bureau sectors and staff. Preliminary models indicate ground zero of the invasion is located within the executive sector. Once it becomes possible to interview surviving personnel, pinpointing the exact location should be feasible. So maybe it happened the instant that the old director was shot? What do you think?
Yeah.
Other outstanding questions that a timeline may help answer. How did the Hiss get past the internal lockdown? How does Hiss resonance advance through space, deliberately or uniformly? What is their ultimate goal? The outside world? A cross-dimensional destination? Refer to blank for full report.
Oh.
Analysis of Hiss threat, part 3, confidential. Summary. If we understand the Hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now the agreed upon term for their vocalizations, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords and speech. Would there be a difference in the incantation were recited in a different language? Oh, that's interesting if the voices were in a different language. The most common word used is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen. You want this to be true. You must want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you the Hiss is referring to? Well, that makes sense because it's essentially prompting you. It's convincing you that you want something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does the Hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-Hiss life, wants to join it, to be consumed by it? Is that its goal? The second most used words are through and time. Is this possibly the Hiss stating how they arrived here, or an indication of its age? There is a clear intention in the words. Dismissing the incantation is as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommend, is beyond idiotic. Refer to blank for full report. Getting some tea. You
I can read
it
this
if you
one.
want.
Okay, Hiss Threat Part 2. Researchers were sent to transcribe the recursive chant repeated by the Hiss entities. In the interest of safety, this is done with the non-aggressive floating Hiss entities. However, no distinction between this repeating phrase and the one repeated by the more violent Hiss entities has been observed. What is the purpose of this repeating string of words? Is this how the Hiss corrupts individuals? Does the chant produce a physical effect? Is it a message, an incantation? We are able to record a first-hand recitation of the chanting. See the corresponding audio record.
Is there an audio record anywhere?
Not here.
Maybe elsewhere. Well, we can talk with her.
Let's peek for a second.
See you soon. Oh my god, did she have to write everything in her made-up gibberish code? Fucking Marsh. I don't think I ever told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once. Did the whole boot camp thing. Even got rookie status. Anyway, not the point. My own ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Hepton, Stoll, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Then they had nothing protecting them from the Hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the Hiss to get them. Could you find them for me? The squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish. And I won't let them stay Hiss. I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
Oof. Lots of aerosols.
This is Lynn Salvador, head of Bureau Security. I'm making a formal security order due to the incident in April, case number 21HQ593. Improper use of the jukebox altered item led to 2 fatalities. We believe a pair of agents used the jukebox to travel to the quarry threshold and engage in inappropriate workplace behavior. An expedition team found them decomposing at the formation's base a week later. At least we found out the jukebox doesn't bring corpses back when the song ends. I'm having the jukebox placed in a secure location in the executive sector. It should never have been accessible to low clearance staff in the first place. The new location's security and proximity to a high traffic area will prevent misuse while still allowing for expedition teams to access it when required. See me for any further details.
All right, where was the jukebox sitting? Somewhere high? I thought it was up high where we could see it, but we couldn't get to it.
America Overnight Program. The America Overnight Program has operated successfully for over blank years, originally designed to assist providing disinformation to the naturally skeptical population of America. It has additionally led to the discovery of numerous AWEs and altered materials by allowing civilians to call in and report their experiences with the paranatural. In fact, America Overnight alerted the Bureau of blank and blank in its first year of operation alone. In this report, the investigation sector have cataloged and categorized each episode of America Overnight. This resulted in a successful Bureau investigation in order to help AWE occurrence analysis. The more blank results of Night Springs have been cataloged in a separate report.
Oh, and there's a radio. Oh, there's the jukebox. I remember it now. Yeah, and you can't fly into it by the looks of it. They were just containing it because it teleported people elsewhere.
Lots of interesting data off that
And they were
subject the
doing
Rangers
naughty
brought in.
things in the mines.
I heard that he voluntarily entered captivity. That's what Hope said anyway.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. It's all that self-blame.
Control points. Examination of paranatural topics. Control points. Summary. Control points are locations that the Bureau has identified as being vital junctions of the oldest house. When the appropriate harmonization devices are arranged around the control point in the blank arrangement, the surrounding area will not experience any unforeseen building shifts. These control points are discovered by blankety-blank detection of an unobstructed ping using the blank within a 37-foot radius. Numerous researchers have attempted to define control points, calling them nerve junctures, or blanks, or vulnerable spots of the oldest house. The common factor in these theories is that the control points are susceptible to external influence, which allows us to stabilize the oldest house and work more confidently inside it. Theoretically, this technology would be extrapolated to stabilize the oldest house as a whole, but testing has found that certain parts of the building refuse to be blanked.
Doesn't look like we've got anything here. Okay. Stop Dylan.
Let's find
Dally-wally.
Dylan! Or speak with him or ask her about him.
It's happening. After all these years, Dylan is here. But am I too late?
How is he? I need to know. He's clearly been affected by the hiss, but it's different than any other manifestation we've recorded. Maybe what makes you so special is genetic. He was a prime candidate. Or maybe it's Polaris protecting him, something else affecting the situation. I need to run tests. He seems more in control, more present.
I want to see him. My brother. Or is he?
Of course. Now, Marshall set up an HRA-warded cage to contain him. It's on the upper floor, up the stairs.
Okay, I need to go.
Jesse, be careful.
So the hiss is the...
Is the red.
Oh my god. Did she
It's
have to
the
write
red
everything in
triangle.
made-up gibberish code? Fuck.
Oh, television proposal. Federal Bureau of Control. Television show proposal. Based on the success of America Overnight, we would like to propose the creation of a television series that presents superstition and skeptical thought as entertainment in order to popularize these concepts among the civilian population and create less resistance to redirecting information regarding public paranatural events. We can also use solid media outlet to test paranatural concepts on civilian audiences, seeing how they react to certain facts presented as fiction, in the event that the Bureau ever decides to make certain realities public knowledge. Oh, so they want to test to see if maybe they could make these items eventually public in the distant future? But for the most part, to cover it up. There are various show licenses that we could purchase and reboot rather than starting from scratch. One particular property seems promising, especially considering its content and tone are precisely what we're looking for. It's called Night Springs and has been off air for a few years now.
Marshall with her CIA spy shit. God.
Apparently the director restored HRA production. They're already getting other survivors out of safe rooms.
Great.
That's just the radio.
Get back to my office soon.
I thought they had secured him.
Yeah, in one of these rooms.
Endure the inconvenience a little longer.
Pope's promotion. Employee report. Review. Dr. Darling has personally recommended Ms. Pope for a promotion based on her work ethic and assistance in advancing many ongoing research matters. See research reports blankety blank for breakthroughs resulting from her work. Recommendation. According to her colleagues, Pope has displayed a keen eye for detail and quick grasp of paranatural concepts. She's professional and diligent, though some of her coworkers complain of social disinterest. The review committee approves of this recommendation and promotes Ms. Pope to the position of research specialist.
My god, there's a lot of these.
Examination of paranatural topics, collective unconscious. Summary. Collective unconscious is defined as the form of the unconscious that is shared in all human minds. From this arises unconscious knowledge linking us through our ancestral heritage. See Young Report, page 12 to 34. Through this collective unconscious, we unknowingly attribute a series of images and archetypes to all elements of our lives. These archetypes are never fixed, but shift and change in tandem with our species and culture. This internal belief in the power of images, shared by a massive population, is blankety blank in the creation of altered items and objects of power. The sheer amount of blank blank exudes is attracted to the best representation of that image, imbuing a single object with massive amounts of blankety blank. Theoretically, places of power could likewise be formed by the simple power of sustained collective belief. So it's like if enough people dreamed, it'd be their reality.
Just when I thought things were stabilizing, Marshall abandons us. I'm sick of no one telling us
Marshall orders us to just sit on our asses and then leaves? What's the deal?
She must have her reasons. She's probably out doing some recon.
Then she should have taken us with her. I need some action, goddammit.
Probably in that room, past the guards.
Could be.
Or no, maybe.
Nope.
What do you know about this Arish guy?
I heard some rangers saying you saved them in maintenance. They were attacked by a new kind of hiss.
None of these seem right, unless this is it.
That seems right. Oh, it's the totally random room that was up here.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Listen.
Through time, the thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror inverted is made right. Leave your insides by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the way. You've always been in there. You want this to be true. We stand around you while you dream. You can almost hear our words, but you forget. Through time, the thunders hum distorts.
You can almost hear our words, but you forget. Marbles of red and yellow. He's...
Through a mirror, the inverted is made right.
Can you look around?
You are a worm through
There's
time.
nothing.
The thunders hum distorts you.
That's Dylan.
White pearls,
Can
the
you
yellow
hear me?
red in the eye. Through a
Come
mirror,
on,
the inverted
Dylan.
is made right.
I'm here. I found you.
Into the way. You've always been in there. You want this to be true.
Do you know who I am? Oh, you know me. Say it.
You are Dylan Faden's sister.
He's talking in the third person. Always a good sign. Do you know who you are?
Not Dylan. Trench and Darling made sure of that. I'm P6. P6. But I'm better now. The hiss made me better.
Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been the new you. You want this
Can you
to
stop
be true.
that? Please. Not exactly the reunion I'd hoped for.
It feels good to say those words. I want to say them. They sound good. They make me feel good. Don't you want to say them too?
No. Fuck off, no. You need to help me get this thing out of his head. If he is still in there, if there is anything left, you have to help me.
You! You came in through the hole in you. We let you in. You've always been here. The only truth. A copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Stop it!
Orange peel.
Shit. Shit. He can see you. This is not safe.
We found Polaris together with my sister when we were very small, in Ordinary, in the desert, through the door opened up by the slide projector. But she didn't help when Trench took me away. She didn't give me any powers. All the powers are my own powers. She didn't help when they locked me up for years.
After the song, time for applause. We build you till nothing remains. The egg cracks and the truth will emerge out of you. You are home.
The Bureau brought the slide projector back here with me. And the Bureau did what the Bureau does. They used it. And they found... They opened the door up to the hiss. That's the only thing I can thank them for.
There. There it is. We stopped the Altered World event in Ordinary when we shut down the slide projector. And now the projector's here.
An earworm is a tune you can't stop humming in a dream. Baby, 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 yeah. Just plastic. So safe. Nothing to worry about. Funny.
I welcomed the hiss. I let it in. To get rid of her. The hiss set me free. Polaris is using you. The Bureau is using you. You are a puppet.
You can almost hear our words, but you forget.
If we shut off the slide projector, maybe that will stop the hiss.
In your regulations.
Maybe it's not too late for my brother.
You must see the truth for yourself, Jesse. Sister. The horrible truth about the Bureau. The hiss is the better option. Go to the Prime Candidate program in the containment sector. I have the keycard to get you there. Salvador wanted me to have it.
Wanted? Bullshit. I saw what the hiss did to Salvador. What it turned him into.
Okay, Dylan. I'll go. I want to see the truth for myself.
I'll go. But only to look for the slide projector. You can help me. We can end this.
You are a worm through time. You are a worm through time. The thunderstorm distorts you.
Well, we got clearance level
Happiness
6.
comes, white pearls, but yellow and red.
I don't know what else I'm hoping to find here.
Dylan. Can we talk?
I'd like to tell you about a dream I had last night.
Off to a good start.
Okay. I'm listening.
I was back in Ordinary, before all of this happened. But in the dream, I was alone. It was just me. I was the only child. A girl. My name was Jesse Dylan Faden. But then the Bureau came and caught me, brought me back here, locked me up. Have you ever noticed that our names, Jesse, Dylan, they could be girls' names, boys' names, could be anything. Don't you find that weird? I find that weird.
Sure.
What the hell was that? Is he trying to mess with me?
You are a worm through time. The thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the
I'm
eye.
gonna keep talking to him for the time
Well,
being.
that is interesting. I'd actually made the observation too about their names being gender neutral.
I haven't heard of a female Dylan before.
I grew up with a couple of friends that were female Dylans. Very rare, but
Huh.
Maybe Dylan's still in there. Maybe there's a way to reach him.
I'd like to talk to my brother, please. Dylan?
Dylan would like to tell you about a dream he had just now.
This again?
I was going to be the new director of this place. I helped you get a job here so that we could be together. You were an office assistant. You'd make coffee and deliver the mail, and there was always plenty of work to do. And it stayed that way forever and ever. It was nice. Really nice.
That's debatable.
But here's the strange thing. The dream shifted, and none of it was real anymore. It was a game. We were in a game, and it was a fucking boring game. But you couldn't stop playing. And then it shifted again. Or maybe it was another dream already. Or maybe I'm just confusing them. But in this other dream, it was more like a musical. This is an ordinary song about an ordinary girl from an ordinary town. It's the ordinary story. She worked an ordinary job in an ordinary office and something. And that's all I can remember of that dream.
Maybe that's for the best.
You are a worm through time. The thunders.
Maybe I can learn more about the hiss from him.
Can we talk?
I just had an interesting dream.
Shit.
That's fascinating, but let's talk about the hiss for a change, yeah?
This dream was about the hiss.
Best I'm gonna get.
In my dream, the hiss had broken free of this prison, this house. I'd set it free. And the president himself was there to welcome us. He was the first one to take the hiss in. Spread the word. At first, many people thought it was horrifying. That he was horrifying. But also, many people who heard his words wanted to welcome the hiss in. And slowly, more and more of them came around until the whole world was brought together by the hiss. It was wonderful.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. For the record, that will never happen. Not as long as I'm alive.
The thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness
It
comes.
keeps
Do you really
going.
want to keep talking with him? How many of these
I
dreams did they
don't know.
record?
I'm assuming there's got to be some
Push the fingers through the surface.
reason to keep talking to him, though.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just here to punish myself. Any new dreams you'd like to share, Dylan?
I'm glad you asked, sister. This dream, like all dreams now, felt very real. Like reality. And reality now feels like a dream. Maybe it's all a dream. Maybe it's all real.
Dream where my brother endlessly tells me about his dreams.
I was in a dark place, and there was a dark man there. His name was Mr. Door, and he told me that there are many worlds, side by side, on top of each other, some inside of others. In one world, there was a writer who wrote a story about a cop. In another world, the cop was real.
Mm-hmm.
Dor said he himself was in all of them at the same time, endlessly shifting between them. I asked him how I could reach these worlds. I wanted to bring the hiss there. But he didn't want to help me. He didn't like the idea. What did he know?
I'm not wild about the idea myself.
Through time, the thunderstorm
Well, of
distorts
course you wouldn't want an entity going into all these worlds and making them some kind of homogenized hive mind.
by the door. Push the
Huh?
fingers through the surface into the web.
Yeah.
You've always been new.
So the door is probably the personification of the oldest house, maybe.
You can almost hear our
Mm-hmm.
words, but you
Kind of like the gatekeeper
more and more
for all the different worlds.
regulation.
But I like that.
Oh, sorry.
Here we go again. Once more with feeling. Let me guess. You want to tell me about your dream?
Yes. In fact, I'm having a dream right now.
Oh. That's new.
In this dream, I'm standing in the corner watching Jesse and Dylan talk about this very dream. This very dream! He said just now! And repeated it again now! I'm standing there and watching, and that's all I can do. It's as if I'm trapped there. And that's all I have to say about that dream.
Okay, Dylan. That's good. Is he still in there? Or is this the hiss playing mind games?
Happiness comes, white pearls.
I think
I don't know.
Through a mirror, the inverted is made right.
I think at this point you've expended it.
Actually, we have.
Okay. Thank goodness.
Thank Gordon.
Now that I think about it, the name that I was thinking of wasn't Dylan, it was a Devon.
Yeah,
Devon,
I've
I've heard, is a female name.
Containment transit corridor
But-
north.
I do find it's interesting how so often it seems like the justification for villainy or whatever villainous force, even if it's not necessarily an evil empire with human leaders, or if it's some kind of weird AI or something else, they really do like the idea of bringing others into their fold and creating order from chaos and creating like this kind of weird peace where nothing has any free will and they just I don't know.
Everything is just pure conformity.
But the weird thing is, the hiss doesn't seem orderly. It causes things to decay and rot, and it causes chaos.
Yeah.
So in that respect, it's kind of contradictory, but it's still removing free will. But I can never understand what... Oop.
And she's just dead. Wow.
I can never understand what the ultimate aim of these things are, except to perpetuate their own existence if they are this bizarre hive mind thing.
It very much is a Stranger Things style, like, mind flayer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually kind of curious about that.
Because with an evil empire, you can tell that they're trying to maintain a particular type of civilization and exert a control over the people that embodies their ideals or their beliefs. But if what the hiss does... Well, if the hiss is able to take hold, then there won't be civilization, there won't be society, there won't be...
Wow.
Wow.
That sucked. I got hit in the face by a rocket I was trying to catch. And, like, I think there's something wrong with trying to use throwing in the clock area. Because effectively what happens is I try and throw a clock, and just nothing happens. Or
I think the clocks aren't a very reliable object in the first place.
I think they're just, like, having mad collision issues or something. It's weird.
Where are you going to?
The anchor.
Oh, right.
This is the safe room Will showed me. The one with the altered item inside. Great. More clocks.
Okay.
I also find it interesting that he's trying to say Polaris is lying to you, the board is using you, etc. But what the hiss seems to propose, it doesn't seem to be any better. Uh-oh, is it teleporting?
The fuck is that?
It's the spear, isn't it? Oh, it's exposed on that side.
It's making more clocks?
Oh. I wonder, maybe you throw the red clocks into it when it's open. It's gonna chuck more... No, not... Okay, not in that direction. There it goes. Oh. You might want to wait until it opens up this way again. Unless it opens up in another direction. Yeah, it always opens to the left. There it goes, see? The red clocks are important. A larger explosive. I suppose there's no way to carry these clocks with you.
Actually, it's...
Oh, really? Well, I thought that the red clocks would be more efficient. So any old object hitting the core works? I suppose so. Oh, it's facing you this time. Defensive mode?
Oh no, its back is facing me.
Yeah. It'll turn. Oh, it had been facing you that time. We'll face you next. A person.
Alright, let's see what this thing
anchor.
does. One hell of an anchor.
There. No wonder the Rangers had such a hard time with that one.
Never mind. Okay.
Did it unlock anything? No?
Let's see. I think it gave me some ability points, but I think I just sealed it.
Mm-hmm.
Figure some of these things out. Because unfortunately, we've just been stacking up loads of these.
Yeah, you're just keeping the best mods.
Yeah. I'm not even being particularly good about it either. I'm just trying to get rid of...
Duplicates and such.
Yeah, the easy dupes. Things that I don't need. Okay, let's see. So the next one is missions. We've got face of the enemy.
Corrupted guy. Corrupted hazard. Corrupted show. Oh, were those all of... Those were all of Arish's, or... I think that's what- his old companions.
Yeah, so they're all lurking somewhere that we can go kill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. I have to actually press this. It doesn't open automatically on me. That... I'm assuming what happened here with the lights... Ow!
Whoa. Can't turn your back on anything. They always respawn.
Let's see, where is this sucker?
Oh, he still has the bag on his head?
Got him. What was that?
Looks like he still had a bag on his head.
Yeah. Yeah, those are those weird chair dudes.
Mm-hmm. The ones that were receiving the visions.
Yeah, the astral dreamers, I think. It's weird. I'm playing two games that deal heavily with, like, the astral plane right now.
And the other one?
Astral chain.
Ah. Well, astral is just... If you think about it, you can call it the celestial plane, the ethereal plane, the... It's supposed to evoke the sense of space, the sky.
I want to get that. I don't really need ground slam. The shield thing might be okay. Let's get shield barrage first. Mold host in the research sector. I'm assuming we're going to have to do that later. What was I gonna do? 'Cause I am hella tired. I'm assuming you are too.
Yeah, we should probably go to bed.
The only one I wanted to check was fridge duty.
Well, oh right, we needed to get someone else to replace the poor fridge guy.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it on the map easily, so we'll just figure it out later. I am too tired. I assume we'll have to go find a volunteer or something.